I came to MedMatrix a bit of a circuitous route. I go to a gym up in Falmouth with Brian, who I know works here, and so I came there because of an injury that I had about 5 years ago and needed some personal training to help get back from an injury. I had a bad leg injury, so lower extremity thing was very difficult to work out. I gained a lot of weight, had a lot of issues kind of getting back to my normal active settings. Brian was instrumental in forming a workout plan for me, but had mentioned MedMatrix as the other half of it, kind of getting the physical side, but also optimizing your body from a whole bunch of other different options. That was my introduction here, and kind of the two of them together has really formed a great way for me to get back better than I was before. But I was kind of feeling very stuck before that, and that combination really helped me get over the top. Yeah.
All right, so your first interaction post Brian with MedMatrix was that discovery call. Do you remember anything about it?
For me personally, I'm in the healthcare field. I'm always curious. It's weird to be a patient because I'm usually the provider, so it's funny to be on the other side of things. But I found it to be very welcoming, non-judgmental, because I think people come here for different reasons, and some of them are very personal and even sometimes embarrassing. So I think this was a very welcoming environment. Everyone who I have interacted with has been very helpful and just sort of optimistic about the process, always checking in. So I think that it's really a team-based approach, which is nice.
Awesome. All right. And what about that initial visit here?
The initial visit was, I was a little nervous to come in, again, kind of being a patient as opposed to a provider. But I was at a point that I realized I couldn't do it on my own and needed some guidance. And I think that's what I really got from here, was a personalized plan. There's so much out there in the ether that you can find that are fads and not sustainable, but this felt very personalized and tailored to what I could do and what I could accomplish, and that was from day one.
So your initial lab draw, how was that in the InBody? Have you done one of those before? I
had done InBody with the gym up there, so I was very familiar with that process. I really like that scan as opposed to just a scale, which doesn't tell you what your body is doing. And the InBody has been a really nice way to track goals, which for me have not just been weight loss, but have sort of, again, body optimization of changing fat to muscle and all those things. And that's really a nice tool to have here and at the gym as well.
So you've been like tracking it in both places?
I love, yep. I use it almost every time I'm there just to make sure I have a good baseline to follow, and the app on your phone is super easy that you can look at it from home or do whatever you need to from that.
Interesting. And I'm also wondering, a lot of people come in, they get the InBody, we go through the results, and a lot of people don't know a lot of the terminology, what we're describing, what our team is describing. But you said you're a provider, so you do. So I want to know kind of what that experience was like.
Felt like I was talking to a peer as opposed to a provider-patient interaction. I think there's both there. I think I had done a fair amount of research before on my own before coming in here, and so knowing what I knew but was only a fraction of what the providers here know and what their specialty is. I don't tend to think that I know anything about what this is like versus what I do. So it was nice to have expert people in the field but be able to talk on the same level as providers.
Okay, very cool. So that initial visit, do you mind if I ask who your providers?
I don't know if I remember, to be honest.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that initial visit with them, how was that like going in versus coming out?
I went in with sort of an amorphous plan of what I thought I might wanted, and I came out with a concrete, personalized plan, which felt that there were achievable steps to get through, as opposed to sort of I'll sell you this and then never talk with you again. I felt like it was a very personalized thing. We're going to follow you over days to weeks and check in and have goals and kind of checkpoints again, so that you're not lost to the system. You sort of feel that you have a partner with you, and as long as you are invested, they fully are too. So it's really getting to where you want to go together.
Awesome. And what about some of those pain points that you were feeling, the challenges you were facing? How are you dealing with them now?
Now it feels kind of like auto, to be honest. It's been a number of years since the injury, since getting on the right track, but I was never looking for a short-term fix, because I just know those don't work. It's about the long-term sustainable plan. And ever since starting here, shout out to Alana at the front. I mean, she's very responsive to any questions I have. I feel like she's always checking her inbox after hours or whenever. So I get questions answered as soon as I need them, and don't feel like I'm doing this alone. So that's helpful.
Awesome. That's really all my questions about your care. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
I think for anybody who's considering coming here, it can be a hard first step to kind of get over that initial just angst or worry about where you want to go. But I would say that the people here will tailor whatever your goals are, and then be able to suggest things that you may not have even known exist. And that's, to me too, I've certainly done some things now with them that are a lot more personalized to what the goals that I have, that are more than just weight loss. They're really trying to optimize where you are at in your mid whatever I am now. So that's a really nice capacity for this center to offer, sort of a very just holistic approach. It's not things that are just trying to get to where you want to go quickly, but it's sort of a sustained pathway that makes me feel like this is something I can do for the long term.
You answered my next question, which was, what would you say to somebody on the edge of that decision? But okay, so how would you describe functional medicine to somebody who really doesn't know what it is?
Functional medicine, that's a good question. So I think in the broader scheme, people think of healthcare as, I have a problem and I need to get healthcare to fix that problem, and then it's over. I think functional medicine says not just what is that specific problem, but is it related to other things that you may not have thought about that are interwoven? And I certainly had that issue with my injury, and was very focused on the very specific part of it, and neglected a lot of the other parts. That once I had that experience of people looking at more of it from the whole body perspective, the improvement started. And I don't think I would have got there without understanding that there's the problem to fix, but understanding, if you step back kind of the forest through the trees, to realize that there's usually more to it than just one issue. And if you address all of them concurrently with the same thing, you might get better than where you were thinking before.
Incredible. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was all my questions.
Very good. I appreciate it.
And excellent answers, and also, thank you